Well, hello everybody. It is I, your boy H boy, and today I'm going to be talking about something that kind of rubs me the wrong way, but not in the way you think. So today I'm going to be talking about a little something called the Wiggles. You probably know about the Wiggles. They're a band from Australia. I think they are Australian. It currently consists of four people, consisting of, their names are Lockie, Emma, Simon, and Anthony. It used to be Greg, Murray, Jeff, and Anthony, but now it's, those dweebs. While I'm not overly a big fan of the original ones, I do kind of like Lockie, though. He's the only new one that I like, but that's not important. Either way, there's one thing that they've done slightly a few years back that makes me feel kind of iffy. Let me show ya. It all started back in, I think, in early 2020, or it could have been late 2009. I don't remember the specific time. No, I'm pretty sure it was around that time. I might be wrong, but I'm sorry. When they introduced this thing, Shirley Shawn the Unicorn. She's a weird Australian yellow unicorn character. But notice something about the song. This is what makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. Look at this.
Oh, Shirley Shawn the unicorn, in the sun she trots.
See, look, did you hear that? You probably didn't hear that, but it's in the sun she trots. Fine. That means it's a female unicorn. Most unicorns are female. The only male unicorn I know of is Charlie the Unicorn from Film Cow, and maybe a few unicorns from My Little Pony. But that's not important. Most unicorns are female. That unicorn's female. That's okay. I am not bothered by that. But then, about a year later, this happened. Look at this.
It's the
Okay, that laugh is incredibly annoying.
Shirley Shawn the unicorn. They say
Okay, you heard that. Now they're saying they, implying that she somehow became non-binary. Am I bothered by that? No. You can be non-binary, you could be straight, you could be hetero, you could be whatever. Male, female, trans, non-binary, yada yada yada. I don't care. I'm not one of those foo-foos who goes around yelling at people for their orientation. I am not that kind of person. I'm pretty open when it comes to that. I'm against political correctness, but that's not important. However, what bothers about me is the fact that they just sprung it on you out of nowhere. It was like it was she, and then all of a sudden they're saying they. It's like it just sprung out of nowhere on a kid's show. Like, why did they spring it out of nowhere? That's what bothers me. Like, they didn't have an episode. Well, they might have, but they didn't have an episode where she just came off and did they? I don't know if they had a. Did they? They might have had an episode where they came out and talked about her pronouns, but the fact that they didn't seem to do that, they just started saying that, which was really kind of bothersome for me. And here's the thing. Take a look at this. Notice how Shirley can't say much. She only says the word scrumptious. Like, listen.
from night till
That's the only word in her vocabulary. So here's the thing that I find slightly concerning. And notice how they're the only ones that are saying they, like the Wiggles themselves. Oh, and also Captain Feathersword. Like, Captain Feathersword says it also, but you get the idea. But you get the idea. So here's what concerns me. Imagine if, it's unlikely, but imagine this. Since she can't say any actual words, she can't communicate. So imagine what I think happened is, imagine this, that she's trying to say that's incorrect, it's incorrect, please change it, but she only has one word in her vocabulary. She can't say anything, so they're like forcing her to be non-binary, which is probably the case. But if anything, that's just ridiculous because it's like she wants to tell the truth about her pronouns, but they're just forcing her to say they because they want all the foo-foos that are trying to be political correct on all kids to go that way, and I don't roll that way. You hear that? I do not roll that way. I don't care. You can demonetize me, you can ban me, you can do whatever, but I do not roll that way. Get that through your head. You hear me? Okay, anyway, you heard that. And now let's see. Is there, but for example, imagine this. It's like, Shirley, what's your pronouns? Scrumptious. They? No, scrumptious. See, look, see, that doesn't make sense. So that's what really bothers me. They can't just spring something on that like you and expect you to be okay with it. To be fair, everyone, for example, let's take JoJo for example. She did a collaboration with James Charles, and now all of a sudden she's with another girl. You see, this is what I mean. You can't do that to unimpressionable minds. It's ridiculous. Like, oh my god, I'm pissed. But you get the idea. Anyway, other than that, I'm not too bothered by it. But I'm just bothered by the fact that they sprung it on you. Then let me see. Was there an episode where they revealed the pronouns? Let me see. Shirley Sean pronouns. There must have been an episode where they revealed it. They must have had an episode that revealed it. I want to know. Well, I did find something. Let me show you. I found something. Caught my attention. I'm going to show it to you. The American Conservative. I'm not a actually, I'm in the middle. I told you, I'm conservative when it comes to political correctness, but I'm not the kind of person, like, you can do whatever you want. Like, as I said, I'm okay the fact that they made a freaking unicorn non-binary. I'm just bothered by the fact that they just sprung it on you. If they didn't spring it on you, but let me see, because I wonder if there was an episode where they explained it. Because there's the thing, I'm mad, if they did just spring it on you, I'd be bothered. But if they did, I'd be fine with it if they did have it, like, graduate, like, let's see, the Wiggles of Weimar, let's see what they say. My kids in 2000 grew up in part on the Wiggles, an Australian musical group for kids. They were huge back in the day. I lost track of them when my kids outgrew them. The Wiggles are now woke. They took a look at this recent sketch, which I queued to the right spot. Wait, what is this? Okay, let's see what they say about this.
There's one last friend that loves to be around the SS Feathersword. Now, here they come right now. It's Shirley Shaw, the unicorn.
Here they come. Okay, notice how they're just blabbing it. Notice how he's just blabbing, saying they. But I mean, like, how did they work it in? It's how they worked it in that bothers me. They should have just worked it in calmly, but they did not.
Corn and Shirley Shawn has their own boat.
Again, their own boat. Okay. I wonder if their own boat is supposed to be like a metaphor for, like, they're not with them, they're on their own thing. I don't know. But as I said, it's not bothering me. Just they can't just spring it on you like that. Because imagine if, because she can't talk properly, she's trying to say that's incorrect. Those are not my pronouns, but everyone's forcing it on her. That would be horrid.
Whoa! Ahoy there, Captain! Scrumptious! That's what Shirley Shawn likes to say. Scrumptious!
He needs to retire. He's old.
Oh! Oh! Hi, Shirley Shawn. Wonderful to see you. Just stay there. Well, everybody, we're going to be back very soon. We just need to have a little bit of a break. Maybe wash our hands, have a little something to eat. If you need...
For example, he's just playing with toys. The real Shirley's not there. And yes, I know Shirley's just a character. She is just a fictional character. Don't beat me up for this. But she's not actually there. So even in universe, she hasn't had her say yet. So that's why I tell you, it seems like they're just forcing this on you.
Need to go to the toilet. It's a great time to go to the toilet.
I don't
care. See you really soon, okay? See you again, me heart and cap, on everything that's been happening on board the SS Feathersword.
Okay, let's see if I can find an answer. I want
Emma's
an
up
answer.
the front of the boat with Wags the dog.
Come on, give us
Standing
I want an answer.
And he
I want an answer.
I loved watching Ant for every on the middeck. And he...
See, look, they don't give you an answer. And then here's on the Twitter account, look, he's saying, Anthony's saying it. See, look, see how everyone's just forcing it on her? Like, imagine, what if that's not what she wants? Because trust me, if everyone forced me to go onto a certain pronoun that I wasn't, I'd be the next Ted Bundy. But just, this is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. I just want to know what they're up to. I just want to know. What were they up to? What it says, I suspect indoctrinated. I want an answer. Okay, let's see. Why not let kids be kids? Okay, that I agree with. Even though I don't say let kids be kids. For example, they could do it gradually, but don't push it on them. For example, let's take, I don't know if you've seen the Netflix show Prince of Peoria. Let me show you. Prince of Peoria. It was a pretty good show. But there was no, not Prince of Persia, Prince of Peoria. This show. It was a good show. Either way, the girl wearing the overalls would frequently say moms. However, it wasn't important, she just said it when referring to her parents. That didn't bother me. However, Modern Family, they just shoved it down your throat. That I did not like. No. So, you see, there's a certain amount where I can push it. But the Wiggles have pushed it too far. They're just pushing it on them. But as I said, I'd be okay with it if it wasn't for the fact that they just sprung it on you. And the fact that Shirley never had a say. If they had an episode where Shirley was able to say, you know what, guys? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel bad. I hope you'll understand I'm non-binary. Just in a blunt, completely kid-friendly way, I'd be fine with that. But what bothers me is the fact that Lockie was saying she, and then all of a sudden now they're all saying they for some reason. And they just changed it all of a sudden. It was just like that. If they didn't do it all of a sudden, I would have been fine with it. But the fact that they just sprung it on you is what bothers me. Either way, that was it with your boy H-Boy, and I'll see you next time, and let kids be kids.